Perhaps the most damning thing you could say about Coolidge is the legacy he left behind, what he left behind. Because, of course, taking over from Coolidge was Herbert Hoover. And shortly after Hoover became president was the economic downturn with the Wall Street crash and then the Great Depression. With maybe only the exception of the American Civil War, that was probably the Great Depression, the greatest disaster to hit the United States of America in its entire history. And it could have been prevented if Harding, Coolidge and Hoover, but especially Coolidge because he was president for long enough, actually did something about the economy. But they didn't. They just let the economy get out of hand. And it was Coolidge who was president for the longest and could have done most about it, but chose not to. And that is the biggest reason why I would criticise Calvin Coolidge as a Democrat. As a Republican, I'd just like to point out that the American people chose Hoover. Coolidge didn't choose Hoover. The American people voted Hoover into office, and, just so that you know, Coolidge said for 6 years, this is a direct quote, accent, for 6 years, that man has given me unsolicited advice. All of it bad. So Coolidge did not take responsibility for Hoover. Even more than that, he thought Hoover was incompetent. Coolidge pointed that out. He didn't endorse Hoover. He stepped away from politics. And it's not his fault that the Great Depression and the economic downturn happened under Hoover. Especially where he says here, look, Hoover gave me a lot of bad advice. He wouldn't be my choice. So there we go. That was F.